Christy Curry is taking her Alabama Crimson Tide women's basketball team into Georgia. They're going to Athens and they're going to be facing Katie Abramson and the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, I'm taking a look at these two teams and it's going to be interesting. Now, right now, Alabama is ranked. Uh, they're 23rd in the nation. Georgia ain't ranked. Now, Alabama got beat by South Carolina, Auburn, and Tennessee. Now, South Carolina is South Carolina. Tennessee's ranked. And Auburn, well, it's Auburn. You know how rivalry games go. Georgia, on the other hand, been beat by South Carolina, of course, Ole Miss, and South Carolina. So both teams have lost to South Carolina. Ole Miss, or pardon me, I got that wrong. LSU, not Ole Miss. I make mistakes. I'm a redneck. I sometimes don't read things correctly. Ole Miss, ranked team. LSU, well, it's LSU. It's Kim Mulkey. South Carolina, Don Staley, the institution. You know, both these teams have played some really good teams and lost to some good teams. Well, Auburn, not ranked, but still, it's a rivalry. We all know rivalries. This is going to be an amazing situation right here. It really is. I'm looking at this. Danny Carnegie for Georgia has been a standout. Trinity Turner for Georgia has been a standout. Mia Woolfolk. And Alabama's got Jessica Timmons, Carly Weathers, Naomi Jones. All of them are standouts, along with Essence Cody. Both these teams have their positives, both these teams have their negatives, but let me tell you something. Both of these are looking like they will be going to the NCAA tournament. Georgia, I think, is underrated. I I really do. I think this is a team that is showing that even though they've got their three losses, they're quality losses. Alabama's the same thing in a lot of ways. I mean, if you look at it, yeah, it, you can't deal with rivalries the same way. I'm looking at these two teams. Now, both of them have players that are getting a lot of time on the court. You know, you see some of these teams and they're resting their players, they're knowing how to do everything strategically. But I will say this much, both Alabama and Georgia are playing certain ones of their players a little more than others, which can wear them down a little bit. But Christy Curry, when she was at Purdue, did a lot of good things. She turned Texas Tech into a NCAA team. Alabama, she's taken them to the NCAAs. Katie Abramson, what she did at Southwest Missouri, Albany, and with UCF, amazing. Now she's got Georgia. So both these coaches know what it takes to coach a quality team. Both of these coaches are really good and they've got really good teams. So let's take a look at this by the numbers. I look at this by the numbers. Unlike a lot of folks, I'm doing this because I like women's college basketball. Always have. I'm a Pat Head Summit fan. But I'm also a stats guy. So that's how I look at these things. So let's get into this. Before we get into the crux of this video, hit like, hit subscribe if you like college sports, because I do college sports, primarily college football, college women's gymnastics. Do a little basketball and other sports on occasion, but that's what I do, college. Also, A. General Robert Neyland, former University of Tennessee head football coach for decades, had 7 maxims to win any game, but they can also help you if you apply them correctly to your life. The second one is play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That is a maxim that can be also applied to your life. Look for those breaks and take it. Now, Alabama's visiting team, so we're going to start with them. They're averaging 71.8 points a game. A little bit worse than Georgia. They're allowing 55.3 points a game, which is a little bit better than Georgia. 45% from field goal range. Good number. Both these teams have that. Rebounds, 39.7, right around the same. 14.3 assists. Little bit less, but about the same. 5.3 blocks. Better than Georgia. And 8.4 steals, which is about the same. They've got a little bit better defense. Now, Jessica Timmons, leading scorer, 15.8 points a game, 4.4 rebounds a game, 2.8 assists, 0.9 steals, 0.1 blocks. She's a guard, by the way. 1.8 turnovers, which isn't bad. Anything under 2 is really good. 44.8% from field goal range. Decent number. 86.1 free throw percentage. Decent number. 37.7 3-point percentage. Well, it's better than, just a hair better than 1 out of every 3 3-point shots go in. Essence Cody, who's second leading scorers with Ford, 13.9 points a game, 5.1 rebounds. I got a thing about your forwards and your centers not being that good or not getting as many, or not getting the most rebounds, but still 5 rebounds a game, not bad. 0.5 assists, it's, forward. 1.5 steals, that's a good number. 1.6 blocks, that could be a little bit better there. 1.4 turnovers, that's really good. Now, let me tell you something. I'm looking at this. They don't turn over the ball very often. They're very good at controlling the ball. 58.9 field goal percentage. Really good number. Really good number. 70.7 free throw percentage. Could be better. And 40% 3-point percentage. In other words, Essence Cody is a shooter. Harley Weathers, a guard, leads in rebounds, which no guard should be leading in your rebounds. That's leading in assists, that's good. And leading in steals. 10 points a game, 6.4 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 1.9 steals, 0.3 blocks, 1.7 turnovers a game, 44.2 field goal percentage, not bad, could be better. 66.7 free throw percentage, and 38% from 3-point range. Diana Collins, fourth leading scorer, 8.8 points a game, 3.1 rebounds a game, 2.6 assists, 1 steal, 0.3 blocks, 1.7 turnover, 45.7 field goal percentage, 76.7 free throw percentage, 39.1 3-point percentage. They're averaging 35.2% from 3-point line with 44.6 field goal percentage and 72.8 free throw percentage. Now, Jessica Simmons is on the court 31.1 minutes a game. That's 621 minutes so far this year. Harley Weathers is at 32.5 minutes on the court with 649 minutes this year. Diana Collins, 593 with 29.7 minutes per game. They're not balancing out their team. They really aren't. They're also not getting as much production. Diana Collins is only getting 8.8 points when she's on the court. You've got 2 really good scorers, and then it goes down from there. 10 points and under from the rest of their team. And Jessica Timmons is only at 15.8, and Essence Cody's only at 13.9. I'm looking at this. They've got a good defense. I got to give them that. Their turnover rate, really good. They could be blocking a little bit more, but, they're balancing it out with steals. It's a good team, but there's weaknesses, not to mention they're not scoring as much, even though they've got decent percentages, they're not scoring as much as you would think that they would. Not to mention, they're wearing out the people that are most productive. They're not playing. When you've got, for the season, you've got players that are in only double digits, and they've got a lot of them. One, two, three, four, five, six players only have double digit minutes this on the court for the season. You're wearing out your good players. Now, Georgia, 76 points per game, only allowing 56.9 points against them. Defense a little bit worse, but their offense is better. 45% field goal percentage, like I said earlier, 39.5 rebounds, 15 assists, 3.4 blocks, and 9 steals. Danny Carnegie leads in points, rebounds, she's a guard. So her leading in rebounds, as I've said, forwards and your center should be leading in rebounds. 18.9 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, 3.2 assists, 1.5 steals, no blocks, 2.3 turnovers. They got a few players a little bit heavy on their turnovers. 46.9 field goal percentage, 82.6 free throw percentage, 41.8 3-point percentage. Good 3-point percentage, decent field goal percentage, and a good free throw percentage. Trinity Turner, who leads in assists and steals, is at 12 points a game. A little bit of a drop off there, but 4.8 rebounds a game, 4.9 assists, just another guard, 1.9 steals, 0.2 blocks, 2.5 turnover. Like I said, got a couple players in here that turning over a little bit more than they need to, but not horribly. 39.8 field goal percentage, a little lower than it needs to be. 71.1 free throw percentage, 30% 3-point range. She's not that amazing of a shooter. She's okay, but not amazing. Mia Woolfolk, a forward, 12 points a game, 5.5 rebounds, 0.8 assists, 1.6 steals, 0.4 blocks. A forward should be blocking more than that. 1.9 turnover rate, 59% field goal percentage. That's a really good number. 75.9 free throw percentage, but she can't hit a 3-pointer. There's 6 players on this team that can't hit a 3-pointer. Riley Durkoff has got 10.6 points a game, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 0.7 steals, 0.1 block, 1.5 turnovers, 41.7 field goal percentage, 84.6 free throw percentage, and 41.3 3-point percentage. They're sitting at 35.3 3-point percentage. That's okay. 45.3 field goal percentage, okay. And 70.5 free throw percentage, somebody needs to work on that. Danny Carnegie is sitting at 32.3 minutes a game, sitting at 678 minutes for the season. Trinity Turner, 32.1 minutes per game, 675 minutes this season. Riley Durkoff, these are your guards. 560 minutes so far with 26.7 minutes per game. Another team not balancing out who's getting on the court, but they've only got one player that's only at double digits. Everybody else, they've got 2 players at over 100 minutes. You got 3 players at 200 and something minutes. They need to balance this team out a little bit more. Not to mention, I'm looking at this. They're needing to get the shooting basics in. That's one of the things I would work on. I mean, Aicha Nador, is the center, is leading in blocks, and is at .9 blocks a game. They need to work on their blocks. They're not blocking like they need to, and they're barely balancing it out with steals. Turnovers, a few players, your two players that you're having to rely on the most got a little high with the turnover rate. And Trinity Turner is not shooting all that well. I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, it's a good team, but it's also a lot like Alabama, overplaying certain players, and you're at least giving some of them rest a little bit more, but their shooting percentage is not where it needs to be at. Now, look, I like both these teams when it comes on women's basketball. I'm not that big of a fan of Alabama. I'm they're a rivalry game for Tennessee on football, and I always, it's Alabama, and as Tennessee redneck, But I'm looking at these two teams. They're very closely matched in a lot of ways. Georgia's a little bit better on the on the offense, but they're both so closely aligned. And I'm looking at this. It's going to be a home court advantage for the Bulldogs. So I'm going to say go Dogs on this one. And it isn't because I think Alabama's bad. Alabama, you know, done right, Alabama's going to win this game. But it's home court advantage. These two teams are so closely aligned that I don't see any other way of measuring this. Danny Carnegie, Jessica Timmons, both really good players, solid players to be the star of your team. Trinity Turner and Essence Cody, good backup stars. Have no problems with them. Carly Weathers, another person, to consider, as is Mia Woolfolk. I'm looking at this. They're just so balanced that I really do think that home court advantage will come into play here. Now, both these teams, I think, will get to the NCAAs. I'm not seeing any way that they won't make it to the NCAAs. With their schedules and everything like that, they're looking like NCAA teams. I just don't see them getting very far into the NCAAs. I'm considering this and first, second round out. One of them might make it into the field of 32. I mean, into the field of 16. But just, I can't see them being able to make it much deeper. They don't have enough depth. They've got depth in some ways, but they're not using their depth. And so that's not giving them any. If a player gets hurt, they're going to be hurting. This is one of those, hey, they're good teams, but they're too closely aligned, and also I see too many problems down the road. So yeah, I do think Georgia will win this one because it's a home game. But I'm looking at this, and while they are both NCAA tournament quality teams, they are. Um, they aren't they're not going to be in contention for either the SEC tournament or for the NCAA tournament unless something completely turns around for them. But hey, hope tell me what you think. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me what you see that I'm not seeing. Also, I'm really close to 500. If you'll help me out, I'll be much appreciated. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Hey, that's my video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And comment. Don't forget that either. Hey, this has been Paul with Redneck Thinker Media. I do sports, I do politics.
hit like, subscribe, and y'all, this has been Paul. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.